Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Vaishali Kohli. Now, US President Donald Trump has greenlit the bipartisan Russia sanctions bill, which could be used to penalize Moscow's trading partners, including India, China and Brazil, over their purchase of Russian oil, said Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. If passed, the Graham-Blumenthal sanctions bill would authorize the US president to levy up to 500% tariffs on nations that knowingly purchase Russian oil or uranium. Now, the hard-hitting sanctions package is meant to economically cripple Moscow as the Trump administration continues to negotiate a deal to end the war that began with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Graham said he met with Trump at the White House on 7 January, during which the president extended his support to the bill that has been in the works for months. Now let's take a look at what all does the bill really entail. So let me show you that, viewers. Now, the Russia sanctions bill, let's talk about what's in the bill. The Sanctioning Russia Act of 2025 imposes penalties if Russia refuses Ukraine peace negotiations. Can we have the next slide, please? Now, the bill requires a minimum of 500% tariff on imports from countries purchasing Russian oil. So, a minimum of 500%, viewers, and now it applies to nations engaging in trade of Russian origin uranium and petroleum products. That's what the bill applies on. Now, primary targets include major buyers such as India, China and Brazil. The measure aims to deprive Russia of revenue funding its military actions in Ukraine. Sanctions include property blocking on Russian financial institutions and affiliated entities. And tariffs would be mandatory upon determination of Russian non-compliance. So, tariffs have been made mandatory. Now, the bill builds upon existing tariffs, including prior 50% duties on Indian goods. All right, viewers, so that is the entire detail. And now I have Dr. Sharad Kohli, senior economist, joining me. Dr. Kohli, welcome to the broadcast, and we've shared some facts with our viewers. What would you like to say on that?
Good morning, Vaishali, to you and NewsX viewers. Well, this is so much typical of Donald Trump, trying to bully people here and there, trying to bully countries. Well, little does he know that these kind of tariffs are unrealistic. It is another way of saying, no, you don't export here. We don't want anything from you. 500% tariffs are crazy. And he's also forgetting the fact that if these tariffs come into effect on China, then China is going to completely block the rare earth mineral. So the deal which it did in October last, that is going to go out of the window. And I think American manufacturing would be in trouble as far as semiconductors are concerned, electric vehicles are concerned. Tesla, out of all, will be the biggest sufferer. And as for India, I think he will be souring the relations with India even more. And I really don't think that is necessitated, because there are Indian mines running America. And if there is a protest on part of
All right. So that, of course, was what Sharad Kohli had to say. But now we've lost that connection, viewers, but we're going to try and reconnect with him. Dr. Kohli, would you please unmute yourself?
Yes, I have unmuted.
Yes,
I'm
please
sorry.
go on.
There were some network issues. So I think it's going to be detrimental for America. As for India, let's be very specific and talk about India. If these 500% tariffs were to come into effect, well, when the 50% came into effect, Vaishali, the Indian exporters had already started looking for alternate markets. And as we talk today, about 40 countries is what we are negotiating. We've done FTAs with Australia, we've done it with New Zealand, we've done it with England, we've done it with UAE. We are in the process of finalizing one with EU. So I don't think Indian exports are going to be affected for a very long time. But who's going to be affected most is America itself. I'm not sure on what course President Trump is, because he has seized the ships of Russia. So he's heading for a face-off with Russia as well. Well, Russia is one of the biggest nuclear superpowers. He wants to capture Cuba, Mexico, Colombia, Greenland. He's going back to the colonial era. I don't know what President Trump is up to. He wants to boss around the world. He wants to bully everybody that either you listen to me or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Constant threats either on tariffs or on something or the other, always on the cards as far as he's concerned. I feel this is completely defying the principles of diplomacy, Vaishali. And this is not going to lead America anywhere. America is isolating itself. The biggest allies of America, which is the European Union, via NATO, they are also on the verge of breaking out because of Greenland, because Denmark and 7 other nations have clearly opposed the eye which President Trump has on Greenland. So I really don't think this is dividing. This is uniting the world. This is dividing the world more like anything before that I have seen. I think America is leading to being led to a situation where the Americans will not be welcomed anywhere, and it will all be thanks to President Donald Trump, Vaishali.
Dr. Kohli, there also seems to be a contradiction between negotiating an end to the Ukraine war and threatening sweeping economic penalties. What would you like to say on that?
Absolutely. I mean, he was one of the contenders, or shall I say incumbents, a self-proclaimed incumbent for the Nobel Peace Prize, Vaishali, some time ago, when the Venezuelan opposition leader, Machado, got the Nobel Peace Prize. And so much for the Nobel Peace Prize out of what happened in Venezuela, picking up their leader, and threatening Greenland, as I said, Cuba, Mexico, Colombia. This doesn't sound anything like Nobel Peace Prize. So this is, as I said, this is a recipe for disaster. I have a feeling, Vaishali, that he's trying to divert attention of the American people because there's midterm elections. And I also heard today morning that he wants to sabotage democracy because he's fearing that if 2026 midterm elections is lost, then, the Senate may impeach him. So he's trying to twist and turn the democratic principles of the Constitution of America. I won't be surprised if something major is done on that front as well. So American economy is in a very bad shape. I think he's trying to divert attention because the jobs are not being created. Inflation, I feel, is very high, although it's being projected in a different way. GDP is being projected at 1.8%. But my own economic analysis says it is definitely not 1.8%. American economy is seemingly in recession. Small businesses are closing down. New investments are only coming with a gun on the head. They're not coming naturally. So I'm not sure. He's trying to deflect attention of the American people from the local and domestic issues to international issues that, look, I'm going to bring for you Greenland. I'm going to capture Venezuela. I'm going to have control on the Venezuelan oil. 30 to 50 million, is going to be the output and this and that. I think this is complete tactic to divert attention of American people for their fall in approval rating that he has witnessed over the last few months, Vaishali.
Thank you, Dr. Kohli, for joining me. Now, Azizur Rahman Muzabir, leader of BNP's volunteer wing, has been shot dead in Dhaka.